Alright everybody, today is Tuesday the 23rd of July 2024. Wanted to bring everybody up to speed on what has been happening. This is more of a Shitz N Grinz video, not particularly tied to anything specific radio wise. Still haven't heard from Palmquist on the dials. One is going to be shipped with the other. I got one coming for the current radio, the night radio, and he is installing or trying to get installed a lens cover for the 729 Bezel. I don't know if anybody caught that. It came back to me, and it was suffering from stress cracks on the lens, so I had to contact Palmquist and let him know that hey, I'm having a problem with this thing. Let me send this to you and you put one in for me, that way you can make adjustments to it better than I can. And he said alright. So I did, and he is wrestling with that task right now as I speak, I hope. So we're still banging away on the cabinet for the night radio. I just got through probably half an hour ago with rough sanding the first 2 coats of clear and stain on it. We went with double layer of aqua coat on the whole cabinet to see if we could schmooze it out and get it smooth. This one, it wasn't that bad a deal. That aqua coat seems to be a problem in high humidity environments. When you go to sand it down, you just about have to sand it back down to bare wood almost. The way I do it is, or I've done it a little bit different this time, but typically the way I've been doing it is going in there pre-staining after rough sanding, smooth sanding, right down to a 400 grit, and then we do a wash on it with some pre-stain. We let that dry up pretty much, 2-hour window on it to get stain on it. So I stain it up pretty good and then wipe the rest off after about an hour. Put it out in the sun for a day, bring it in, let it get cool, that is when we're not in a cool period, and let it cool down, and then bring it out after a day and a half or so, and layer it with 1 coat, maybe 2 coats of aqua coat on it. Let that dry up, cure up pretty good for a few hours, and then go back and sand it with possibly as heavy as a 220 on it to get it cut down until I start reaching color. When I get to color on the thing, that means I've just about sanded all the layer of aqua coat off the thing, and I should be close to no grain except for whatever is the deepest grain is in there. And then I hit it with a lighter sanding and a lighter sanding up to maybe 400, and then I wipe it down with just a misted cloth, so I don't get any fuzzies on it. typically it's been with I went to a linen, like a bed sheet or a pillowcase. No t-shirts or whatever, because they'll have lint on the inside of them if you're not careful. And if you try to wipe it with raw wood, you're going to get fuzzies stuck to the grain, what grain that is pulled up on the wood. So I went to linens after staining and a couple of coats of aqua coat, and then I sand down the aqua coat to about a 400. I go with a 220, a 320, a 400. If possible, I might schmooze out on the top and maybe the face of the radio cabinet with a 600, just to get it a little bit more smooth. Wipe it down with a spritzed bed sheet. Let it set for about 15 minutes. Take it in, cool it down. If we're in the summer months, let it get cooled down. Bring it out. Bring the can of cooled down poly out, and I shoot a light coat, moderately light coat of clear poly on it. Let it dry for about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the humidity levels. Come back in an hour and a half, 2 hours. Shoot it again with a little heavier coat of clear poly, and then if it's still early enough, I'll go another 2 hours or so, and if it's not too late, I'll hit it with a third coat, a light coat of it, and then take it in and let it cool overnight inside with the humidity controlled, and it will take all night to cure. Now in this case, I did the two coats of clear poly over a stain coat, and then brought it out and hit it with a moderately heavy coat of aqua coat, and then let that cure, and went over it again with another light coat of aqua coat all over the cabinet, and let that cure for quite a few hours. If it's in the evening, I'll bring it in and let it cure overnight. And if it's in the midday or something like that, I'll let it sit outside, bake in the sun, and then bring it in and cool it, and then sand it down with a coarse coat to take it to the color until my sandpaper starts picking up color, and then I'll go up to a 320, and then a 400, and possibly maybe a 600 if required. And all the successive sanding that I do on it after the coarse sanding, it's going to be taking color back out. So I take it down to where she lightens up, and then I do I might do a low light on it, or a banding on it with some toner, and then let that cure up and dry completely, maybe overnight, and part of the next day I'll put it out in the sun, bake it, bring it in, cool it down, take it out into the dungeon, set it up for a couple of coats of clear poly, and do as many coats as I can until the day is done, pretty much. So I've just got done with the low light on the cabinet. Matter of fact, I think what I'll do is just take you in and show you what I had planned for that, so that you can kind of get an idea of what I'm doing with this, since I'm not really in a hurry. I don't want to start another radio because I'm dead in the water with doing anything. And I know you guys have just been itching to get something under your belt with some, get some meat to go with the potatoes, but yeah. So here is the cabinet in here, getting cured up. It's not looking, bad. Those light areas are got color. Underneath all of that dark walnut toner is red mahogany. So it's gonna darken up. And of course the dark walnut is going to get darker. So, and then it's going to be really schmoozed out and smooth. What I'm going to do is I am going to let this cure. I'm going to take it in, let it cure overnight. And I'll put it out, bake it in the sun for a part of the day tomorrow up to about maybe noon. And then we'll take it in, get it cooled down. We'll prep a can to get it cooled down for a quick coating of the first layer coat of poly on it after toner. And then we'll hit it with another coat in 2 hours, and then we might hit it with a third coat 2 hours after that. And then after that is done, we're going to do the little upper trim band right there on the first 3/8 of an inch on the top, and we're going to do the 1/2 inch band at the bottom or the base of that thing in a color. And then we are going to strip off the masking, give it a 600 grits go over, and then we're going to completely shoot it again with some clear poly. And then 2 hours after that, we're going to plant the decal on it, the night decal that I've done. And we'll get that done. And then after I get that on its way, we're going to bring it back, set it here, and shoot it with 2 to 3 more coats of clear. So that is on the schedule. So hopefully Palmquist will get the dial cover for the airline radio 729 completed, and get me both of those lens covers out here so that I can put them on both cabinets, and we're going to start thinking about putting that night radio chassis back in the cabinet, because I still need to put the nut shirts in the chassis, and I've got that right here. I don't know if I showed anybody this. Yeah, I got all the mandrels all the way to a 632, even an M3 in the metric, as well as metric and SAE nut shirts, all the way down to an M3 and a 632. So we still got to get that in that mounting for the chassis, and I still got to punch the hole in that fourth fastener on the chassis. So I guess that will be just about it for this jam session. Hope it didn't bore you to death. I'm itching to get on with another radio because let's see, what have I got sitting in there on the shelf? I got a silver tone 6025 or something like that, 6025, And the other radio, I think, is an RCA, but I don't remember I don't remember the model number of it. So both that I have not done a playlist on yet. So anyway, thanks for watching and listening to my boring cram session, and we'll see you on the next real video. So have yourself a good week, and we'll see you next time.